Students, in my last video, I told you what is RSA algorithm, and I told you it is used when we have to deal with the cryptography, right? So now in this video, we will be discussing the questions and we will be finding out private key, public key, and as well as we will do the encryption and decryption of the given keys, right? So let us start with the first question. The first question says that in RSA crypto system, a participant uses two prime numbers P is equal to 13 and Q is equal to 17 to generate public and private key. If public key A is 35, find the private key. Okay, so now see how we will start the question. Please see the previous video where I have listed down all the steps. If you follow the steps, you will not do any mistake. So my first step was define what is your P and Q. So here P is 13 and Q is 17. And step 2 was define N, and N is equal to 13 into 17. Right? So when I do 13 into 17, this is equal to 221. Then my third step was to define phi n. Phi n is a Euler function which counts the number of prime number before n, which are co-prime to n. Okay, and I told you 2-3 methods by using the properties how you can easily find it out. So you can see the video in which I have explained the properties of this Euler's function. So since 13 and 17 both are prime numbers, so this will be equal to 12 into 16, which is equal to 192. I have used this phi n is equal to n minus 1 when n is equal to prime. That is what I have used here. Okay. Now in the question it has been given that the public key A is 35. Means they have defined the value of E. And you will just cross check that GCD of this E. Okay. This E means 35 and 192 is equal to 1 because the condition of this E was it was between a range and its GCD should be 1. Okay. Now to find out the private key, we will write down the next step. I told you this is a linear congruence equation ED congruent 1 mod of phi n, which is 192. Okay, you can see in the previous video I have explained you the working procedure. Now let us substitute the value. Now E value is 35, D congruent 1 mod 192. Correct? Now we have to solve this. I have already taught you how to solve this linear congruence system, and this particular question I have uploaded on the channel as a short, so you can go through that and see the solution if you are not getting the answer. So here my answer will be D value will be equal to 11. So my private key became, if you remember, I told you the private key formula is D comma N. So it is 11 comma 221. And what is the public key? Public key is E comma N. So this is 35 comma 221. Right? So it's a very easy procedure, and this equation is required whenever you are solving the public key or private key. Let's do one more question quickly. Now look at this question in RSA. P is given, Q is given. So step 1, I will define P and I will define Q. Right? Step 2 is what? Define N, which is equal to P into Q. Right? So this is equal to 77. Step 3, I need to define phi n. So phi n will be 6 into 10. That is 60. Okay? Now what is the E value given? 13. So now E is 13. Again, it satisfies my both the condition of E. Okay. So go to step 4 where I will write down the linear congruence. So my linear congruence is ED congruent 1 mod of phi n. Now put the values. 13D congruent 1 mod of 60. Again, it is a linear congruence and I have already taught you how to solve this Even then, if you are not getting the answer, please go to the shorts. I have solved this question. I think it will be question number 8 or 9. So you can see the solution. Now, if you solve this, you will get D is equal to 37. Right? So my answer will be private key is equal to D comma N, that is 37 comma 7. And obviously the public key is what? 13 comma, sorry, N is what? Your N is in this particular question is 77. I wrote 77. So this will be your public key. So this is how you have to do the questions. Let us quickly do one more question in this. See, in RSA, P and Q are given. Public key, find public key when D is equal to 7. Now, see here, D is given. In the previous two questions, E was given. Now, D is given. It will not affect us. Our procedure will remain same. Okay. So, first step, your P is equal to 3 and Q is equal to 11. Step 2, your N is equal to 3 into 11. That is 33. Step 3, your phi n you have to define, which is equal to 2 into 10. 1 reduced. So it is 20. Now step 4, you have to apply the congruency. Now put the value. E is unknown this time. D is 7. What is phi n? 20. Correct? Now you can solve this linear system, or see, this is looking very simple because the numbers are very small. So you can do it orally also. What is the meaning of this congruence? 20 divides 7e minus 1. So if you put the different value of e, you can check. If I put e is equal to 1, I'll get 6. 20 doesn't divide 6. Then 2. 14 minus 1, no. 3. 7 3s are 21. 21 minus 1 is 20. Yes. So 3 is working. So my E value is equal to 3. Right? So what will be the answer? What will be the public key? 3 comma 33. This will become my public key. So sometimes the equations, the numbers are very small and close. So whenever this mod value is small, it is easy to do it by the trial method, by putting different values. If the numbers are big, in that case, you can solve it by using the method I have taught you. Okay, and in case if this place is missing, something is missing or unknown, you can use directly calculate. Okay, now this question has a second part as well. The second part says encrypt 19. Right, so now how to do this? So I should know the formula of encryption. Right, so what is the formula of encryption? I gave you the formula. For encryption, it is C congruent m to the power e mod n. Okay, and this number which is given to be encrypted is your m value. Now let us substitute. So C is equal to 19 to the power e. What is the value of e in this particular question? In this particular question, my e value is 3. So 3 mod n. N is 33. Remember, here it is mod n and here it is mod phi n. So don't do the mistake and don't get confused in exam. Now, how to solve this thing? One way is use the normal method of linear congruence. Better option is take out your calculator. You can see the shorts where I have taught you how to do it on calculator, but I'll teach you here as again. So 19 cube you should divide by 33 in calculator. Then what you have to do? You have to take the decimal part only. And that decimal part you should multiply by 33. So whatever answer number will come, that will be your answer. Okay. So now what is the answer here? Okay. Now this C value we are finding out, right? So before applying this, remember I said when this is unknown, that time only we apply the calculator. So what you do in congruency, it is very clear that I can swap these two numbers because my basic definition is A minus B is divided by this number, which is same as B minus A divided. So one step extra you can write here. Even if you don't write, it is perfectly okay. But you should understand. You should not feel ki this number missing, then I have to use calculator, then how come I am using here? So you can swap these two numbers and then do the process. Okay. So now when you do this, you will get the value of C as 28. You can check the shorts where I have explained this process. Okay. So you will get C is equal to 28. Now this is a number. Okay, this is a number and it is more than 25. If you remember, I told you in RSA algorithm, we have the codings like this. A is 0, B is 1 and Z is 25. So since it is more than 25, I will decode the single number. So 2 is for what? C. 8 is for what? I. So my answer is equal to 28, which is equal to CI. So this is how you have to do the questions of encryption. Right? Let us quickly do one more question. Now see, I'm not writing the whole question because the thing is same only. Right? Now P is 3, Q is 11. Okay? And M is 31. So what will be the value? I am doing this question in little bit short thing. N will be 11 into 3, which is 33. And phi n will be equal to 10 into 2, which is 20. Correct? And then you have to, they have given in the question, okay, I have not written E is equal to 7. Now E is equal to 7 is also given. So we will apply the congruence that ED congruent 1 mod phi n. Okay. So what is the value of E? 7. D congruent 1 mod of 20. So again now you find out the value of D. So here again it is same equation. So D is equal to 3. So what is your public key here? Always mention your answers nicely. Because in exam always there is a step marking. If you get one thing correct, you will get some mark for that. Okay. So always mention all the key points. Like this. See, you can write public key and private key. Now you start the process. Okay. Now what is the method to encrypt? Your encrypt formula is what? C is equal to M to the power E mod N. So C is equal to M. M is what? 31 power 3 mod. What is N value? N value is 33. Correct? So see, I have done here a small mistake. Can you tell me? It is M to the power E and E value is 7, not 3. 3 is the value of D. So please always have a habit to write down like this and carefully note down the values. Okay? Because in most of the question, whatever we find out that we are using, so in flow it came. So you should take care of this thing. Now I wrote like this. As I said, I want to find out the value of C. So just swap the values. This is congruent, not equal. Mod 33. Now use your calculator and figure out what is the value of C. Okay. So you will get that C is equal to 4. So this 4 is written as 04. And if you go to our RSA algorithm coding thing, we know that 0 represent A and 4 represent E. So this is A and this is E. So my answer is AE. Right? So this is how you have to do the questions. So if you remember the simple basic steps and the formulas, then definitely you will get the correct answers. Right? So what is a concept? They will give you P, Q and either they will give you E or they will give you D. Right? Using this, you will find out N. You will find out phi N. Then you will apply ED congruent 1 mod of phi N. Now if E is given, you find out D. If D is given, you will find out E. Then you will write down your public key, which is E comma N, and private key, which is D comma N. After that, if they have given anything to encrypt or decrypt, you have to use the formula for encryption and decryption. Now, in both the question, we have done encryption. If suppose in a question they ask to decrypt a given number, then you know that the formula is m is equal to c to the power d mod n. Okay, then m is equal to c to the power d mod n. This formula you have to use. Correct. Now, in all these 4 questions which I have discussed, I was talking about the small numbers, right? So now in the next video, I will take a question in which a big letter is given, a big word is given, not letter, a big word is given, and we are doing the encryption for that. So in the next video, I'll explain that, and after that, we are left with only one topic. Once it is done, I will do a summary of the whole module in one video, and please let me know if you have any doubts in any topic. I'll prepare other videos on that particular topic and I will upload. Thanks a lot.